Thank you. Rest of the day. Thank you, Stephanie. This is your brother, and he's probably not terribly upset about this. I don't know what was what. The fight between two brothers ended up with a resisting, obstructing charge. Alcohol's a factor. If I do put you on a probation, you're not going to be able to drink or use marijuana. Do you have THC in your system now?
Yeah.
All right, well, you're old enough to use it, so you might think about whether you really want to do this or not, but we will discuss it further on December 3rd.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Strong, that finishes all of your matters.
Yes, Your Honor, thank
All
you.
right, thank you. All right, it's 10:45. It could be worse. Somehow we always end up doing Mr. Gibson's cases last in the day, and here we are again. We've got a couple matters with Mr. Gibson. Devin Martin and Caleb Hapner. Are those the only two we have left?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are we doing with Travis Elkins? That's Mr. Bush.
I don't have that on the list as a.
Bound over to circuit court. I don't even know why I even have this. I don't even know why it's in here. I have no idea. All right, but we do have two cases involving Mr. Gibson. First is Devin Martin. Good morning, sir. This is file 251308. Mr. Martin, go ahead and have a seat, sir. I met him at his arraignment here with his lawyer, Mr. Paul Gibson. Mr. Robert, what's the status of this one?
Mr. Gibson spoke with Ms. Canfield about the case this morning. She's the one who's been handling this case, has interviewed the victim in the past. Sounds like she wants to reach out to the victim again. So I would ask the court to adjourn the prelim that's scheduled for the next week and just set it out another week so that we can reach a final decision on how to handle this case.
Is that agreeable with you, Mr. Martin, if we adjourn this a couple of weeks?
Yes.
Okay. If we adjourn it 2 weeks, it puts it on Judge Patterson's docket. It's okay, but I don't really want to do that to him. This looks like it could be a tough case. Today is November the 12th, so 26th. V2. How about if we set a preliminary examination for Tuesday, December 2nd? That'll be on my docket.
That should be okay. It looks like I have a circuit court trial date scheduled, but I'm pretty sure that that's not going to be going. So as long as
If it becomes an issue, we can move it. Prelim, Tuesday, December 2nd, 1 o'clock. Parties will continue to discuss settlement with Angelique Canfield. All right, Miss Martin, Mr. Martin, are you still on Parkville Road?
Yes.
All right, I bet you at your arraignment, this wasn't a good situation here. Um, We'll see where we're gonna go, but the matter is continued right now for a preliminary examination for December 2nd at 2 o'clock. I'm gonna give you a notice for that. Are you working somewhere?
Yes.
Where's that?
St. Joseph County Transportation
Oh,
Authority.
yeah, you told me that.
Yep.
I had to just give you a couple of bus passes so you can hand them out to people that show up and need them, but we have some generous benefactors that have gifted us with some bus passes. This will be a Tuesday, December 2nd at 1 p.m. for a preliminary examination unless resolved. If it is resolved, perhaps we can do a plea at that time, but if it isn't, you're entitled to have a free line. All right, you're free to go, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Caleb Hafner, I believe he's in custody. He's got friends and family
He's
here.
here,
Oh,
actually.
is he? Okay. Mr. Hafner, would you come forward? Give me a moment to get up to speed here. That is a problem, Josh, trying to schedule Casey for
Yeah.
sentences. It spreads your office around and there just aren't. If I put it on a Friday or a Tuesday or something. But in her other practice, she's very busy on Mondays. All right, this is file number 25. 2084 FY, People versus Caleb Chance Hapner. That's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
And we've met, but again, I need to identify you for the record. Let's talk about your case. In this matter, the allegation is that you were at the Sturgis Hospital on October 10th. You damaged an IV pump, which was worth more than $1,000. So they charged with felony malicious destruction of property. They allege that you were also a disorderly person. You were drunk at that place, causing this disturbance as a fourth habitual offender. So theoretically, this episode at the hospital on October 10th could be punishable by up to 20 years imprisonment. That's not likely, but that's the maximum allowable sentence if you were convicted of the first felony count. Mr. O'Bear, what's the plea offer?
Speaking with Mr. Gibson, our office has agreed that the defendant can plead guilty to count 2 drunk and disorderly with an agreement that he's gonna pay any restitution requested for count 1.
All right, drunken disorderly is a specific statute. It's under the disorderly person statute, 750-167-1E, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Are you gonna plead guilty to that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to that? You have to speak your answer.
No, Your Honor.
Anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to it?
No.
Do you understand that if you do plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? You won't have a trial. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by a lawyer. Mr. Gibson is here with you. You could also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wished. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand yourself and testify on your own behalf. But you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury did not hold your silence against you, and you have the right to be presumed innocent unless they were able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So let's back up. Did you get picked up by the Sturgis police on October 12th?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were passed out in the bushes somewhere?
I was.
A .318. They have to take you to the hospital at 3:02. So they took you to the hospital. Identified the subject as Caleb Chance Hapner due to having to deal with him multiple times this week. I asked him to take a PVT and it's .318.
Your Honor, the defendant's asking if he can confer with me out in the hallway.
File number in this matter is 252202, People versus Katherine Owens. Allegation is that you made an assault upon Gregory Owens on October 25th with a dangerous weapon, a glass wine bottle. That is a felony, the way it's charged, punishable by up to 4 years in prison and a fine of up to $2,000. Second count is domestic assault. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Let me make a note here. Mr. O'Bear, what's the plea offer?
The offer is for the defendant to plead to count 2 domestic violence first offense. Our office has no objection to this being a deferral of probation.
All right, let's break that down. They're going to dismiss the felonious assault charge for a plea to domestic assault or domestic violence. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Now, I just put that other young lady on a probation called 7411, which is a kind of probation which allows you to take the charge off your record. They also dismissed a Holmes Youthful Trainee probation, which is another way to do it. There's a special kind of probation for first offense domestic violence cases, where I could put you on a probation, send you to the women's domestic violence classes and have a successful probation, in which case the charge would be taken off your record and be made non-public. In that one, I can only do it if the prosecutor consents. The other ones, I can do it whether they like it or not, but generally we're on the same page. In these cases, I can't do it unless the prosecutor agrees. In this case, they do agree that I could put you on that domestic violence probation. Ms. Strong, is that your understanding of the plea offer?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Yours as well, Ms. Owens? I don't believe I've ever met you before.
I haven't. I've only been here for about 5 years and I haven't had any issues since being here, so.
All right, well, let's talk about this. Did anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this charge?
No.
Or promise you anything?
Just.
Now, you
just
heard me
discussed,
go through the advice of rights and you've signed one.
Mhm.
You understand there will not be a trial here?
Yes.
All right, let's see what we can see here. on October 25th. They got dispatched to River Drive. He had blood all over him. And they said you hit him in the head with a bottle and you'd been in drinking. And did you and your husband, is Gregory your husband?
Yes,
And did you and he get into an argument?
yeah, yes, he had showed up home about 6 or 7 hours late from work. And we have a long, extensive history of domestic abuse on his part. So
Yes.
it kind of reached an apex for me, and that was kind of the accumulation of 21 years of abuse from him.
And you hit him in the head with a bottle?
Yes, please.
I have a special program for women's domestic violence because their issues are different. And very often, domestic violence defendants who are female have been domestic violence victims. In the movies, it looks funny when they hit somebody over the head with a bottle, it breaks. They're breakaway bottles. Early in my career, I had a homicide where a man hit his wife in the head with a 7-Up bottle, the old green glass 7-Up bottles, and it killed her. So it can be very dangerous. Had he been drinking also?
I'm not sure. He's been drinking a lot more lately, coming home a lot more than he ever has. So I don't know if he was or not.
All right, 112 River Drive. Is this the little apartments across from the dairy bar?
No, it's the Riverbend apartments are there, or the river. And then on this side, there's about 5 houses on.
Oh, okay.
And mine is the first one. On the
Those were very fine houses in the day when I was a kid. The problem is they flood.
Yeah, I really do.
But they were, one of more have been torn down, but they were very, very nice homes.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to need more information. I'm gonna need victim input, police report. Any photos? Are you on probation or parole anywhere? Have you ever previously been convicted of a domestic assault?
No.
You're posted $300 a bond. Often the booking information will give me a blood alcohol level. I don't see one in here.
They didn't breathalyze me.
All right. Anyway, Miss Strong is hard to schedule, and so I'm gonna set this for sentence for December 3rd at 10:45. I have some sort of an informal hearing or something at 10. Hopefully I can be done by then. So that I think puts 4 Casey Strong cases between then and noon. I didn't give that last guy a notice.
I'll make sure he gets it.
Give you one. Where are you staying?
Over the summer, I happened to meet.
Your Honor, on the live stream, given the circumstances.
Well, I mean,
could we-
but you're
yeah,
not
could we-
staying in the same house with Mr.
No,
Owens.
no, I'm still
All
in
right.
some place.
And what town are you in?
I'm still in Three Rivers.
Okay.
I'm on
I
foot,
just
so
didn't-
I don't have a vehicle or anything. I have no money, no vehicle.
Do you need a bus pass to get back to Three Rivers?
Not today, I won't.
All right. Do you need one to get back here?
No, my friend has been helping me
All
out.
right. All right, all things being as they are now, I expect to put you on a probation. gonna include no drugs and no alcohol. And the domestic violence treatment course and maybe some other things. If I gave you a test right now, what would it show?
Maybe low levels of THC.
All right, this also will include no marijuana. Marijuana is lawful for adults in Michigan, but if you're on probation, you can't.
Okay.
But we're gonna need to get you resituated. You're gonna have to get a place and a livelihood, and
Right.
I don't know what the prognosis for you and Gregory Owens is, but
I'm intending to divorce. This is it for me. This is the felony charge scared me enough that this is not who I want to be. It's not who I was ever meant to be. And
all right, well, hitting someone in the head with a bottle, it can be very dangerous,
yeah,
as I
I
indicated.
wasn't in the right
But
mind.
you were straight up about it. You didn't, hitting somebody, you alleged he may have hit you, then it got escalated when you used a bottle. So the prosecutor has no objection to the deferral, and I think that's a good outcome. I think you could use some of our domestic violence class for ladies. You're good to go. I'll see you on December 3rd.
Thank you so much.
Joseph Mishka.